Welcome to the Crispin Podcast, the show where we talk about trending topics from people to lifestyle with your host, Crispin. We're thrilled to have you join us on this journey.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Crispin's podcast. How you guys been doing? I hope you guys are doing very good. Well, I'm doing very good. I know it's been a minute. I went out for a little bit hiatus. I'm back again and I miss you guys. So let's just like rewind the track, okay? If in case you're new to my channel, this is Crispin's podcast, and the old ones, thank you for still sticking and staying with me. Of course, the new ones, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I've tried to upload videos every once a week, so please stay tuned and just like be alert. If I upload in a video, you'll be among the first people to see this video. So please, where have you been and where are you at? I'm here now, guys. So yes, this is Crispin, of course. Crispin's podcast is Crispin for you. You know, I've been away for a while. I had to go and visit my family and friends back in Ghana. I'm back in now, so it's like I'm in my zen mood now. You know, I'm back because I was like, you know what, when I came back from my trip, I was like, you know, it's a little beautiful new episode of Crispin 360. So let's just get into interactive. This is all about interacting today. So yes, so where do I start from? So listen, guys, I decided to embark on a journey to go and see my family and friends back in Ghana. And I mean, I've been living here for like 5 years. I haven't seen my family for 5 years, so I'm like, let me just go and say hello to these people. And I went to Ghana. You know, it was very interesting trip. I just planned this like in January, like of this year, of course, and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna go to Ghana, see my friends and family, and I did it, and I'm so proud of myself. Like, you know, it's always difficult to be in a foreign country whereby you don't have families, like biological family, of course, but it's painful. Like, it's not painful, but it's just like it's sad because I'm alone here. Of course, I have a good system, like I have a good support system here, which helps me in terms of anything, but it's not going to be compared to my own, you know, biological family. You know what I mean, right? So I had to go and see my family because at a point I was actually depressed. You know, I was like, I'm in a foreign country. Especially, I get more bored during Christmas because we call anybody here like, yo, where are you? I'm with my family. Yo, where are you? I'm with my family. Yo, where are you? I'm with your family. Of course, they always invite me to come over, but you know, sometimes, you know, I want to give them their space. It's a family season. It's a family time, you know. So I don't want to be like interrupting. I don't want to be the third person, you know, something like that, you know. But of course, I know they all do it with love, and that's okay. It's not that deep actually. So today's episode is about me actually going to Ghana because I left Ghana. In fact, the Ghana I left is not a Ghana I went to see. Because why am I saying this? Before I even jump into today's episode, I hope you guys are loving my new background. I'm trying to start, or I'm trying something new, you know. So my light is a little bit not like the usual fluorescent lights. Today I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of clubbish, you know, strip club, you know, like a like a vintage kind of look. So hopefully my background light is actually illuminating you guys. So let me know in your comment section if you guys like my background light. Of course, the text, I mean like the professionals, you can tell me what I have to do to improve this lighting. I'm just trying this for the first time, so don't shoot the messenger. I'm just telling you guys what I've been learning on YouTube. So let's continue. So I went to Ghana in the early of May, and I spent 3 weeks in Ghana. And of course, you know, listen, I went to school in Ghana. My family's in Ghana. Everybody's in Ghana, you know. So I'm alone here in Belgium. So I went to Ghana, and of course, I was expecting to see my friends, like to see all of my friends, people that I actually like grew up with, like, or went to school with. And my oh my, everything has changed in Ghana. Like, where do I even start from? Like, from the spending, from the situation in Ghana, the cost of living in Ghana, like everything is like it's upscale, like it's absurd. Why am I saying this? So let's start. I arrived in Ghana and I'm like, ooh, I started, you know how you arrive in Ghana, you first go onto your WhatsApp or your Facebook, you just WhatsApp people, like, I mean your friends, you know. I was just like WhatsApping my friends, telling them like, hey, listen, Crispin is in town, like, guess who's in town? Crispin is in town, you know, blah blah yada 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 yada, you know. So like, something like that. I did it, and to my utter dismay, it's like you'll be so shocked. So imagine I have these friends that I'll just call them like, hey, listen, I'm in town, I would like to see you because it's been a long time. Let's go to a restaurant, let's have dinner, and then let's grab some drinks, you know, something like that, you know, because it's been a long time. Let's catch up, you know. You call them, they'll be like, oh, I'm like, hey, guess what? Crispin is in town. You want to meet me? They're like, oh, you are in Ghana. Oh, okay. You know, their reception, there is no more the wow factor. I mean, I'm not special. I'm not expecting them to jump, you know, like of course not that, but there's no more exciting, you know. The excitement is dead, and I did not understand till I lived there for like a week, and I'm beginning to understand why all these things happen. Look, the thing is, people are growing. Like I said, I left Ghana in 2018. The people that I left there, when I go back, they're not the same people again, because when I returned to Ghana, I didn't feel the same energy again. Like people are having they're battling their own issues, you understand? So me coming to Ghana, yeah, they're happy to see me, but of course, hey, they have things to do. So I kind of understood, but in the first week I was so disappointed. I'm like, wait a minute, I've been out of town like 6 years. I come back to see my friends, and my friends are not even receiving me in the way I was expecting them to receive me, irrespective of me getting them presents, you understand? So I was like, really? Ghana has really changed, bro. Ghana has really changed. Like, I wouldn't even, because I would have said Africa, but I'm from Ghana, so I'm going to focus a lot on Ghana, because everything has changed in Ghana. The country I left is no more the country that I went to see or I went to meet. Things have changed. And can I even start with the boats and then the shopping spree in Ghana? Like, Ghana is like one of the modern countries in Africa right now. Like, we have Burger King, we have KFC, we have like Pizza Hut, we have like all the food chains. We see them in Ghana now. Now there's something we call Pizza Man, Chicken Man, you know, something. I don't know what it is. Pizza Man, Chicken Man, Pizza Man, you know, it's very popular in Ghana now. Like, we have all the food chains, like fast food chains in Ghana now. And one thing that I was so happy about Ghana is that we now use, like, in fact, most of the people now accept cashless transactions. Like, they can use their the mobile money and all that. And it was so easy for me, because when I was in Ghana, I was taking a lot of Bolt, and 5-6 years ago, most of those Uber drivers, well, in Ghana 5-6 years ago, we used to have the Uber first, then the Bolt came second. So with the Uber, I used to have a lot of issues with the drivers, because when I take the Uber or like the Bolt, in my mind, I'm paying with a MasterCard. So I know I've paid with MasterCard, but upon reaching my destination, the driver has to be like, are you sure you pay with a MasterCard? You know, like, we just kind of exchange words, something like that, you know, because they're not used to the cashless system. But now, man, when I went to Ghana, like, everybody uses cashless card, which is something that I really like to see in Ghana, which is very good, because you don't have to carry much money on you, you know, just your card or maybe your mobile money, you know, like a mobile phone basically, you know. So it's something that I really liked about Ghana. And of course, they have actually built a lot of interchange, so there's less traffic now in Ghana, like in Accra, because I live in Accra. Like, there's a lot of less traffic in Ghana now. Like, you can just, every town there's like this overhead interchange, you know, intersections, and there's cars flowing around in the middle, on the floor, like on the ground floor. Everywhere it's like there's less traffic now in Accra. Like back in the days, from Achimota to Accra, you know, that kind of what's called from the St. John's to Achimota, you know, that kind of ABC, you know, mile 7, that street, it was like a traffic jam. So I remember back in the days. But now, when I went to Ghana, the road was very smooth. And before I left Ghana, I saw that they were actually about to complete the Ofanko interchange as well. So yeah, Ghana is actually improving. I'm so happy. And I had friends from all over, like from outside Accra, from the central region, the western region, Ashanti region, and they also said, yeah, the roads are actually improving now. So yeah, Ghana, we're doing something very good now. So now that we're talking about the good things about Ghana, let's talk about the living expenses in Ghana. Yo, look, Ghana ain't cheap. You know, we used to have this kind of, like, we used to have this myth that Africa is cheap. You can spend €1 in Africa in a week. I don't know who invented that lie. It's not true. Like, I dare you not. I went to Ghana, and I was like, I could tell you, I could take out like €100, and within like 2 days, €100 is gone. I'm like, what did I do with the money? Because I was like, what did I buy? That's how bad it is. Like, the expenses is high. Like, everybody who knows me knows that Crispin is a wine drinker. I love to drink wine. I'm not a beer guy, you know. I don't like the whiskey, the shot. I do them, but if you know me, you know I'm more of a wine guy. So I went to the shop to buy a wine, and I went to Melcom actually. I went with my sister, and in my mind I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy some 5 Ghana cedis, like, you know, wine, or like 10 Ghana cedis, 20 Ghana cedis wine. I went to the shop, and a bottle of wine. Bear in mind, this was the cheapest wine, because I was checking all the prices, because I prefer to drink more white than red wine, you know. So I went for the white section, and the cheapest wine in the Melcom was like 65 Ghana cedis. I'm like, 65 Ghana cedis for a bottle of wine. I'm like, yo. So out of curiosity, I just took off my phone. I'm like, you know what, let me just like, convert and see in euros how much I'm paying for a bottle of wine. And I checked, like, basically here in Europe, my wine is like usually like around 10 euros, like 6 to 10 euros. So I checked the conversion, and 65 Ghana cedis is almost like 6 euros. I'm like, what? I'm paying 65 Ghana cedis for a bottle of wine. This wine 5 years ago, I'm not saying that of course the world have evolved. I know, I'm not saying that it should be 7 euros when I was in Ghana. Of course, maybe a little bit, like, a little bit up, but not like that extreme. Like it stretches, the price from that time to now, the price is like, it's ridiculous. Ghana is crazy. So I'm like, whoa. So I'm actually living in Ghana, but I'm actually buying in euros and dollars, because the prices in Ghana is not actually what's called balancing with the salaries, because it doesn't make sense. Because if I literally could spend like 1,000 Ghana in a day, yeah, and people are earning 350 Ghana cedis, 500 Ghana cedis a month. So I'm like, how are they surviving? I used to ask this question a lot from my people. The truth is, before I went to Ghana, I used to watch a lot of TikTok videos about Ghana. People were saying how the standard of Ghana is very like high now, like cost of living is very high in Ghana now. And in my mind, I'm like, maybe they're just exaggerating. But when I went to Ghana, I saw that. I'm like, whoa, you guys are living on miracles. Because how are you guys able to survive on 500 Ghana cedis a month? 500 Ghana cedis is like 30 euros in a month. I'm like, yo, you guys are the champion. You guys are the real deal, because it is not easy. So myself, when I went to Ghana, I was like, I took a lot of bolts. And for me, see, the thing is, when we in the diaspora, when we go back to Ghana, you might think, oh, it's very cheap for you. But after 1 week, you're like, yo, hold on for a second, because like the prices become so exorbitant, like it just rise like shoop. The prices are so ridiculous in Ghana that Bolt will charge you like 100 Ghana cedis, but Bolt, because it's a mobile money transaction, you usually have to add like a 2 euros or 5 Ghana on top of the money that you paid. So it was okay, and it was safe, because for me, we live in not like we used to live in like in the center of Accra, but now we are a little bit outskirts of Accra. So I wouldn't want to be taking the public transport in the night, because it's dangerous for me. So I prefer to take the Bolt. I'm not saying Bolt is safe, but Bolt is way more safer than the public transport, So I was always doing a lot of Bolt in Ghana, and for me it was okay. But in the general sense, it's still expensive, because if I'm paying for a bottle of wine for 65 Ghana cedis, and this is even the cheaper one, because I remember I was with my sister and then my nephew, like, Chris, this is actually cheaper. Places charges more than that. And I was like, yo, how are you guys surviving in Ghana? It was not easy for me. I'm like, wow. So in a week, I could spend like 5,000, 6,000 Ghana cedis in a week, because it's the prices. And when you take the money, you don't see. Imagine you just like you just change 100 euros in Ghana. You think 100 euros like 1,005 Ghana cedis in Ghana. You think, oh, so much money. After 2 days, and you'd be like, who stole my money? At the point I was like, is there someone stealing my money? Because I do not understand. If you don't take care, you might just accuse someone that someone is stealing your money. No. The living expenses in Ghana is ridiculously high. Yes, it's so high. Like, I go to a shop and I just ask myself, is it the same Ghana that I left? Because it looks like everything is so expensive now. Like, and this is just by the way. But so after this experience, I'm like, okay, welcome to Ghana. This is your country now. I went to Ghana. I have not been to Ghana for like 6 years. So when I was going to Ghana, I packed a lot of my avant-garde, like my go-sees, my streetwear. I was like, I was gonna like, fashion in Ghana. That was the idea in my mind. So I packed all my stuff, like my sneakers, my jeans, in fact, my closet. Literally, that I was gonna, like dress up in Ghana. But it's Africa, it's tropical, so it's very hot, So I went to Ghana, and I couldn't wear any of those clothes that I took to Ghana, because it was very hot. It was extremely very hot. So what I did? I'm like, okay, since I can wear all these clothes, let me just go to the shop and just buy some, so I kind of like some t-shirts, basically just like a basic t-shirt, I went to a shop with my sister and I was like, oh, let me just buy I want to buy like a t-shirt, bend down boutique. So basically, a bend down boutique t-shirt is like, how do I explain it? It's like a thrifty shop, Basically, they are very cheap products. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, let me just buy a shirt like 20 Ghana cedis or something, like 10 Ghana cedis in my mind. My sister looked at me like this. Crispin, Are you for real? You want to buy a shirt in 2024 for 10 cedis in Ghana? You don't want to be slapped, right? Because they're gonna be like whooping your face like this, whack, whack, whack. They will give you a smack on your face if you really go and say, I want to buy a shirt for 10 Ghana cedis. Are you crazy? And I thought she was exaggerating, actually. So when we went to the shop and I'm like, hey, I want to buy a shirt. Bro, the shirt in Ghana, did I say shit? The shirt in Ghana, it starts from 50 Ghana cedis. That's the cheapest shirt. Like t-shirt, ordinary t-shirt that I used to buy for like 5 Ghana cedis. It is now 50 Ghana in Ghana. Like, yo. I couldn't even buy so much. So actually, I just bought two. I just bought like a white and a black one. That was what I just bought. Because I'm like, yo, I can't survive in this country. Like, it's that bad. Yeah, it is that like, it is that very bad. Like, let me just put it that way. It's very, very nasty right now. Like, it's so expensive in Ghana now. The next one that I actually experienced was like, so the restaurants. So I don't know. See, disclaimer, I'm not a chef, but with my little knowledge, I am allowed to express myself in this vlog, okay? So I don't know what is going on, but the jollof rice in Ghana restaurants doesn't taste like the one we make at home. Few years ago, I went to a party in Ghana and I saw what they do. You know how they do the fried rice process, whereby you cook the rice, then you just put in, like, you basically have like a stir fry, right? You put the veggies and whatever with the soy sauce for the fried rice. I think restaurants in Ghana are doing the same thing now, because you taste the rice and you feel like you are eating fried jollof. So what I believe they do is that, like, they make the stew separately. I stand to be corrected. I'm just saying from my tasting bad. That's what I feel like is being done. So I feel like they cook the rice separately. They make the stew. So when you want a jollof, they just kind of like, you know, toss and turn, you know, just put like fried rice method, you know. That's what I feel like they do in Ghana, because the jollof doesn't taste like, it's like you don't even perceive the smoke, you know, in the jollof, you know. It's nothing like that. Personally, I think funeral jollof is more tastier than restaurant jollof. My opinion. You can shoot me, but that's my opinion. I think the funeral jollof is more tastier than the restaurant jollof in Ghana. That's just by the way. So the food too is not actually very good. And I saw something in Ghana too that was very interesting. Almost all the restaurants, I went to so many restaurants, but I don't want to mention any restaurant's name. But it looks like almost all the restaurants, the cocktails start from 100 Ghana cedis. I'm like, what is going on in Ghana? All the cocktails start from 100 Ghana cedis. There is nothing like 50 Ghana cedis cocktails. No. No. However, something that I will appreciate or praise them is that most of the cocktails are very like high in alcohol. You know, there's less ice and more alcohol, which you don't find a lot in Europe. Most of the cocktails in Europe, you get more ice, less alcohol. In Ghana, it is the opposite way. So in that sense, I understand. So they might just debate with you until that, listen, we put more alcohol in the cocktail, so it makes sense. But then again, like I'm saying, an average Ghana guy, we're not going to be spending 100 Ghana cedis on a cocktail. I mean, imagine you are spending 70, 80 Ghana cedis on fried rice or jollof in a meal in a restaurant, and you are spending 100 on a cocktail. It doesn't make sense. So I don't know how the price margins is being done. I'm not an entrepreneur or something, but I think it doesn't make sense. Why should the alcohol cost more than the meal itself? You know? And like I said, I went to so many restaurants in Ghana, and I could compare that most of the restaurants, the food was okay. You know, like if you want to have like a local food like banku and tilapia, it was tasty, the prices were okay. But when it comes to like fried rice, jollof rice, you know, wache, you know, that kind of, you know, the rice dishes, the prices were ridiculously, you know. But that's just by the way. So yeah, the food was also not very, and you know, I went, so interesting, I went to this kind of popular restaurant that's I saw on TikTok. I'm like, oh my god, when I go to Ghana, I want to go to this restaurant. Bro, it's very popular. I'm not gonna bash any restaurants, but those who know, they know, because I posted it on my Instagram or on my Snapchat. The restaurants, like, everybody goes to Ghana, they want to go to this restaurant. I went to this restaurant and the food was very bad. I actually ordered assorted fried rice, and the rice was very dry. The interesting part, we all know that fried rice is being eaten with shit, true of us. We went to this restaurant. First of all, their service was very poor. The service was very bad. The lady was not even nice to us. She was just like, hey, I'm busy. I'm like, yo, we are also customers. You have to attend to us, you know, something like that, you know. But this lady was kind of, I have to attend to those people before. I'm like, that's why you guys are supposed to have like 6 or 5 waiters and waitresses, because we cannot be sitting here and be waiting. First of all, this this waitress poured well, my brother-in-law, I was with my brother-in-law and my brother actually, so we had 3 people, you know. So my brother-in-law ordered for like Estella beer, and this lady said we don't have. He went for a star, we don't have a star. Yet this lady brought an Heineken glass with a different beer in the glass. I'm like, this is not actually done anywhere, because a company can actually sue you for doing this. Because why would you want to put, imagine you put Heineken beer into a Stella glass. It's not done anywhere, you know. It's only in Ghana, it's only in Africa. They just don't care about anything. This is something that, I'm not shaming my country or Africa, but I think we are used to doing these things. Like, the food was very bad, it was very dry, the fried rice was very, very dry, and there was no shit up. They gave me like grinded pepper. Like, I'm like, is this a fried rice? Then just make it angwa. Basically, my brother was like, Chris, this is not fried rice. This is angwamo, like a braised rice, because it didn't even taste like fried rice. It tasted like angwamo, you know, angwamo with grinded pepper. You understand? So my brother was like, why don't you just make it, just say this is angwamo with pepper? Don't say it's fried, because this is not a fried rice. You know, because I've been to a lot of fried rice joints in Osu, in Labone, Cantonment, East Legon, and that fried rice doesn't come anywhere closer to what we had the last time. So anyway, that restaurant, I'm not going there again. Anyway, so let's continue. And the most the most annoying part in Ghanaian restaurants that I'm going to talk about is this. Look, so this is what they do. You go to the restaurant, you see the menu, they say, oh, we have this, we have that, we have this, we have this. Then you're like, okay, waitress, I want this food. Then they'll tell you, we don't have. You go, okay, second option, we don't have. We used to have, but it's finished. We don't have. It's always, we don't have, we don't have, we don't have. Let me go and check in the kitchen. I'm like, this is a food running business. You should be able to know everything even before the customers arrive. Because you know, when you guys have like a popular menu, there's something put on like special Sunday, mutual special, you go, they're like, we don't have. There's good soup is finished, chicken soup is finished, peanuts. I'm like, then what are you selling? Are you selling fresh air, or what, are you selling bread? Or because we don't know what you guys are selling. I think the hotel or the restaurant industry in Ghana really have to really adjust these things, because it's annoying for me to come and sit here for like an hour, 30 minutes, and then the food that I want to order is not there. Then why am I there? Why didn't you tell me from the upfront? You understand? And let's move to the next one. So let's talk about nightlife in Ghana. Look, you sometimes want to wonder that the economy is very hard in Ghana, eh? And everything is so exorbitantly expensive. But you know, Ghanaian people, one thing that you can't take away from them is chilling at night. Ghanaians are nocturnals. Like, Ghanaians are night nocturnals. Ghanaians can party from Monday to Sunday till dawn, you know. It's crazy. So I went to Ghana, and I mean, listen, I was born in Accra, so I know most of the bubbly spots in Accra. So I was in Osu, East Legon, Cantonment, Labone, you know, like I grew up there literally, so I know all those hoods, you know. So we go out and we just want to have a dinner. We just like, let's go inside the town, just have like a drink, and you see people partying around 6 o'clock till the next 2 a.m. Like, you'll be surprised to see people jumping on tables at 4 a.m. Like, yo, while someone is praying, you're over there like partying. That's Ghana for you. Like, people party a lot. So I now understand why people are going to Ghana for the what's called like the return, whatever, like return of the year, like the year of return, and then like the Afro Nation, Afro Challenge, and all that. Now it makes sense, because Ghana, the Ghana I left is not again the right. So I mean, look, in general, like in the full form of sense, I actually enjoy my stay in Ghana. Like, I was happy to see a lot of my classmates, my friends, my family, you know. Some I couldn't see, because some of them, surprisingly, they traveled outside of Ghana. Some of them are married, they moved from different cities. I couldn't find them, I couldn't meet them, but of course we spoke on phone. Some of them to actually hang out with them, had time to chill with them, and it was a bittersweet when coming back to Belgium. I'm like, oh, I'm coming back to Belgium again, you know. But I was happy I went to Ghana. Ghana was so good. So I'm back again to Belgium now, and I'm just facing reality. Like, it actually slapped me. Yeah, reality slapped me in Belgium. So I'm back in Belgium now, and the podcast is going to be going on, because I miss you guys so much. I have a lot of topics I want to discuss with you guys. So you guys all know that I'm so obsessed with myself. I'm just so narcissistic, you know. I like to do solo podcasts, you know. I'm just kidding, you know. I like to do a lot of solo podcasts, and I think I'm going to start inviting guests into my podcast. So stay tuned. We have a lot of interesting people coming on my podcast, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Crispin is here to get you served. So today's podcast was basically just telling you guys about my experience in Ghana. But of course, regardless, Ghana is a very beautiful place. So what are you going to put it on your bucket list? Go there. And actually, I went on the low season, but even the low season was not giving low season. Imagine I've gone to Ghana in December. That would be like crazy. So I mean, it's a beautiful country in a sense, so just know your budget. Don't overspend. Just have a good budget, because Ghana can surprise you. It's always, I think it's not just Ghana. When you go on a trip, just have a budget. If not, you're gonna be like overspending, you know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed my experience in Ghana podcast. And of course, if in case you're new to my channel, like I said, always don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Until the next episode of Crispin's podcast, I have to sign out and I say good night, guys, and I'll see you guys until the next episode. Bye.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Crispin Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on Apple Music and Spotify, leave a review, and share it with your friends and family. Your support means the world to us. See you next time.